Hello there, and welcome to my dreadful journey. I'm your host, as usual, Harmony. Today, we'll be journeying through Camera Anima, a game where you are attempting to locate your sister, who has been taken by the Camera Anima. At least, that is what I remember. I probably misremembered it. This demo is an ongoing project. Assets and events will defer in the final release. For demo purposes, the codex is automatically unlocked, but notifications will still play. 1, 2, the bells toll late. 3, 4, don't forget your face. 5, 6, don't stay out late. 7, 8, don't meet his face. 9, 10, it's too late. Dot dot dot. The game is so mad at me. The game is already so mad at me for finishing that. Gazelle. Giggle. Gazelle. I still have it. It's exactly how Mum would have sang it. Though I suppose Mum would chastise me for remembering the song, but not doing what it says. Despite her mirth, Gazelle self-consciously touched the blue mask tied around her neck. Her face. I wonder if she would have accepted carrying your face with you instead of wearing it. Probably not, but no one here is to argue otherwise. It was half an hour past curfew. Most shops and public spaces were closed, save core businesses in transit. Even on Erd, the Arrow Isle's chief industrial island, most of its factory workers were gone by now. Essa, where are you? That's the cloud warning. All citizens of Air understood the horn's message. Heavy clouds were passing over the sky isles, and it was best to get inside. Oh no, not now. Essa's not here yet. Gazelle could only watch as the sky changed and the air chilled. Thick blanket of cold rolled over the street, coating everything and everyone in it with cold droplets. Goodness, she'd have to be late on a cloudy night. How long has it been? I should check the time. Exploration. Move your cursor to locate clues and explore. It's after 10. Essa. It's Essie, but I keep saying Essa. I prefer Essa, so I might say... Essie said her bosses would want her to make up time, but it's been over an hour. Surely they aren't going to keep her overnight. I'll freeze before then. But, even if they did, Essie wouldn't stand me up without sending a message. I'll have to keep myself busy until the cloud passes or Essie gets here. Then we can go somewhere warm, make spiced tea, and talk the night away. Huh? A cleaner? This late? Cleaner should pick this up later, but there's no reason I can't make things a bit easier for it. Upperman Times. Artisan strikes again. Faceless woman found dead in White Temple Road. Kelly Durwood, a Faceless, was found dead on Erd Island shortly after curfew yesterday. Deward was found on the park benches. Deward was found on one of the park benches in Erd General Park by the park's maintenance. The worker, who wishes to remain anonymous, stated that they were completing a second sweep of the park when they found Durwood. Constables have not confirmed Durwood as an artisan victim, but initial diagnosis matches previous victims. The body was found stylistically arranged with no signs of struggle. Cause of death appears to be body failure. Method or weapon remains unknown. 25th known victim, Durwood's family could not be reached for comment. According to her landlady, Durwood was an immigrant from the Lower Isles and suspected of managing late-night liaisons. The artisan murders began over 40 years ago after Mary... Her fingers reflexively touched her mask. Little wonder I've been thinking about that song all day. The sensationalism around the newest artisan attack is making me paranoid. Must get that under control. It's making me act silly. I'll dispose of this later. Added to inventory. During exploration mode, move the cursor to the top of the screen to access the inventory. Equipped items by clicking on them in the inventory. Shoot. The cloud's growing thicker. My shirt is soaked through and I can barely see a hand. Maybe her bosses are making her work overnight. They are. I doubt she would fight them on it. Oh, I see. If I showed up and complained on her behalf, I'm sure she would throw a fit. But really, this is unreasonable. What was that? Sounds awfully noisy for a cleaner. Didn't think they were capable of sounding like that. I'm being paranoid again. Even if it isn't a cleaner, stray automatons are all over this island. Ah! It was only once Gazelle was streets away from the plaza that she looked back. Nothing. Oops. Goodness, I'm running from shadows now. There's no reason to be afraid of an automaton, no matter how noisy it is. It sounded awfully big, though. This isn't helping. Instead of throwing myself in a tizzy over shadows, I should worry about getting out of this cloud. I'm a little warmer now, but if I stay out much longer, I'll likely get sick. Far away from the meeting spot now, too. Oh, now that I think of it, the factory's up the hill. If Essie's still there, maybe there's someone else around who can let me in. No one can begrudge a poor, concerned, frozen lady who wishes to check on her dearest sister, can they? Well, there, finally. Thankfully, the cloud hasn't reached here yet. Investigation mode. Sibylla, the patron of crafters. We have a statue of her in the hat shop, too. We take much better care of her, though. Her staff looks like it's ready to come off. Because it probably is. I should remember that paranoid thoughts often come from silly things. I used to have nightmares about the story about a man who stepped into a loose grating and fell all the way to the lower lands. Nothing will happen if I step on this grate. Nothing will happen tonight because I had a little scare. My place has a blue. The bell, this has to be connected to a call system. Ah! As Gazelle pulled on the bell, the strap that held the clapper loosened. Oh, no. She watched as the clapper slipped past her fingers and fell into the grating below. Sibylla's pole has a hook in it. No, what am I thinking? I'll curse myself. Yeah, long enough to reach into the grate. I might lose my ability to make hats. I might get arrested. Essie would never let me live it down if she found out. But I can't stay out here. If Essie were here, she would have already pulled the pole off and said to worry about apologizing later. Sibylla, please show me leniency. I mean, listen, it's a crafty thing she's doing. Got it. Statue pole added to inventory. The pole should be long enough to reach the clapper. Got it. Clapper added to inventory. What do I have? Can I not put it back? Shame. There, nice and snug. The bell's probably in better condition than when I touched it. All that's left is to ring the bell and wait. Finally, here goes. How can they ignore all the noise? Please don't tell me someone decided they can't be bothered to answer the door. Or perhaps they don't even bother to maintain the call system. Gazelle blew into her hands, frustration replaced by a need to conserve heat. Hang it all. My blouse was starting to dry too. No way. The automaton followed me. That's ridiculous. It was only supposed to be paranoia and... The automaton's heading this way. I need to get inside. So what are my options? Answer the blasted door. Ah! That warning, without turning around, Gazelle knew. The automaton was there. It was much bigger than a cleaner. She thought so, with how loud its movements were. Fucker! However, even through the thick cloud, she now realized it stood well over her. Her back pressed flush against the door. Trembling fingers locked around the mask on her neck. Unwillingly, the last part of the song came to her. There was a line she had admitted earlier. She never liked including it because it wasn't something she could laugh about. 9, 10, never wake again. Ow. Scrap. What happened? There was a rheumatic thudding in her head, which only slightly lessened as Essie opened her eyes. Oh yeah. This is the factory workshop, right? Wait, why's that even a question? I basically grew up here. What am I even doing here? I left ages ago. Shouldn't be here. I need to get out before... No. What's wrong with my head? Everything's foggy. I should know this place, but I can't concentrate right. It's like my head's running short a gear or two. The headache's not helping. Doesn't matter. I might not remember why I need to go, but I know there's somewhere else I have to be at. Better get going. We don't have a mask on us. Not here to work. I need to get out of here. Alright, so she's having none of it. That's my face. I'd recognize Mom's work anywhere. What are you doing here? Made to muffle distractions from the outside and contain accident damage. Great for limiting cleanup. Sucks if you're on the inside when the explosions went off. What the? Damn it, someone must have locked me in. Spare key should be around here, though, if I remember right. Should be around... Scrap. I can't remember. I guess I better start looking around. If I don't find it first, maybe if I look hard enough, something will remind me. So let's take my face. I can't leave that here. She lifted the mask off the hook and placed it in its usual spot, tied around her neck and rested on her back. Mom always insisted we keep these with us whenever we went out, said we had to. She'd say it because we were blue rank, or because the smoggle hurt our eyes, or because it'd be a waste not to wear something she crafted just for us. The reason that worked best was... You need your masks, because if you don't, the artisan's going to get you. My head feels clearer. Nothing else useful here. Alright, interesting. Whoops. Return. Alright, Ooh. My old, whatever machine. It's in the same shape as when I started, down to the dents and loose knob, but it still shuts off on its own, too. Kids never get first pick of the good equipment. The bosses said it was a seniority thing. We have to reward workers who show true dedication to Marley and Marley, instead of running off once they got them a job elsewhere, or they get a workers' college certificate and realize they could do better. Never liked working here, but it's not like I had a choice. We needed money and Mom wasn't around. Bosses used to say I should be grateful that the factory's never short on work. They weren't wrong there. This place keeps me busy right up until... Wait a tick. How many years has it been since I worked here? My head feels a little clearer. Sure. Maybe the key's in here? There's something shoved in the back. It's metallic too. Almost got it. As he pulled out a thin, elegantly shaped piece of metal that jabbed her heart. Wire flower. I think it's... No, this has to be the one I made. Why is it here? It was supposed to be for her. Can't deal with this. Not right now and not like this. But I'm kinda happy to see it in still in one piece. She gently tucked the wire flower back into the drawer. My head feels a little clearer. That's it. Things are still foggy, but my head's clearing up enough. I know where the key is. No wonder I wanted to forget. The reminder was a stupid joke. If ever feeling lost, remember to go hit the books. Let's see. Basic primer, refinery. A clean workplace is a clean home. Time management tips. Bunch of cereals stashed here. Too bad we were told to remove them for being a distraction. The key should be in this one. Flipped through the pages of the book until she reached the back pages. Hidden behind a sticky page was a compartment. Got it. Spare key added to the inventory. Time to get out of here. What? You're stuck on something. Someone jammed something into the bottom gap. Tried pushing paper through here, and then when they couldn't get it through, they kept shoving it until it got stuck. Gonna need to yank it to the rest of the way through. Got it. What is this anyway? Better not be a flyer. It's a newspaper. No way. Lord Constable defends end of active investigation on the artisan cases. Yesterday, Lord Constable Doyle officially announced that the Air Isles constables would cease active investigation into the artisan murders. Case is not closed. We understand there are many questions regarding the artisan, Doyle stated. However, it has been 5 years since the last confirmed artisan case. We have reasonable evidence to suspect it may remain the last. Till new evidence comes forward, we will deprioritize it until the customary case renewal date. The Lord Constable was unable to explain what reasonable evidence existed to prove his claim at the time, though there has been some debate around the artisan victims. The last known incident occurred when Kelly Durward was found in Erd General. Huh. Last known case. So Kelly Durward died 5 years ago, according to this paper. It can't have been 5 years. Whoops. Essie read what the paper stated when the details of the last known artisan incident. One sentence struck her. The last thing that happened was... Ah, blast! I lost it. I was close to remembering things, and it's gone. My head's clearer, but the fogginess isn't gone. At least the door's open. I better get going. Scrap, it's cold. Dark, too. Must be past 10 bells. Can barely see anything. Though she could make out the streetways in front of her, the way she had come was a wall of clouds. Creepy. Don't even see the door anymore. Okay, I had to go forward anyway. Question is, which way forward? Chatted path. Wait a tick. I think I hear something. It's some distance away, a lot further down the street. Scrap that! Okay, doesn't sound like it followed me. I don't know what that thing was, but I got a feeling I'm better off not walking into it. Alright. Normal walk home. What's this? Huh. Illuminated by the lamppost light pinned to the wall was another newspaper clipping. I know this one. Her attention was drawn to the final paragraph. The artisan murders began over 40 years ago after Mary Chapman, a faceless prostitute, was found dead and posed by the docks. All began with Mary. They found her like she was watching the stars or the airships coming in. The artisan's later victims got more elaborate displays. Hope she rests with the sea now. Let's get going. Plaza's empty. No surprise. Motherfucker. Stop double-clicking, mouse. If it were a few hours earlier, the trolleys would be zipping back and forth. No one's going to stick around this late, though, especially with all this cloud. Motherfucker. However, Essie found herself glancing around the plaza until she saw the clock. A wave of discomfort hit her. I feel like I'm late. Really, really late. But I'm getting closer to where I need to be. I can feel it. I just have to keep looking for a way forward. This goes back to the factory district. Maybe this way. Mother! Stop! I'm hitting it once! Let's see what's down here. Something feels off. I feel like I've walked this blasted street more than once, but that can't be right. I've been walking a straight line this entire time. Gotta keep moving forward. As long as I stay on the path, it has to go somewhere. There's a light. I'm back in Erd Plaza. There's gotta be a way out of here. Alright, this way. Lower levels of the island. Maybe this way. Okay. The cloud looks really thick down there, but as long as I stick to the street, it'll be fine. There's another newspaper clipping near the lamppost. Who is the artisan? We know what the artisan does, but who is he? Through scouring years of rumors and reports, we've cobbled together a rough profile of what is considered the popular image of one of ours most infamous killers. 1. A tall, strong man capable of carrying fully grown adults. 2. A well-dressed figure, gentleman perhaps. His cloak appears finely made, though later reports say it's ragged or has grown ragged, depending on the story. Someone armed with unknown machinery. Some witnesses have claimed to have heard mechanical sounds in areas the artisan has been. Stupid papers, easy for them to play up his image by calling him a gentleman. It's nothing but a blasted... Ah! Real tired of this blasted headache. Pain's still there, but not as strong. I can almost ignore it, except whenever I tried thinking too far past the gaps in my memory. So close, I can almost think about what it's supposed to be there. Feels like the closer I get to where I need to go, the clearer things get. Just I have to hang in there a little longer. Though Essie could not see where... Oh, mother... Huh? So, oh my god! So the mouse wheel can go backwards. We can go backwards. Though Essie could not see where she was through the cloud, her steps continued without pause. Okay, so the mouse wheel goes through as far back as we want. But it can't go forward. Each step pushed back against fogginess over her mind. I've been this way before. There's a bump that's easy to trip over. There's the dented sign, and that's the gap in the cobbles to look out for. If I keep going, I should eventually see a... Essie stopped. A distant shadow appeared ahead of her. Looks like a person. Who else would be wandering around this late? Most factories are closed by now. I'd bet on nothing good, but they'd probably say the same about me. They're just standing there. Something feels off, but I can't stay here all night. Either I go past them and hope they don't pay attention, or I wait until they leave. I have to make a significant choice. Others have fatal consequences. Pass them. Let's get out of here. Essie quickly walked the street opposite the shadow. They're looking a lot bigger than they did before. Better speed up. However, as Essie stepped quickened, a heavy cracking step followed hers. Uh-oh. I know what that is. Can't let that thing catch me. Essie ran. Her boots clapped against the cobbles, while long, heavy thumps swallowed the distance between them. Move, move, move. Her boot caught on stone, and she crashed into the road. I forgot about the gaps in cobble! She struggled back to her feet on a run, but the shadow figure was on her. She saw a bright light, then nothing. That's not what happened, is it? Wait for them to leave. Forget it. I don't know who they are or what they're doing, but walking up to someone someone shady in the middle of the night, a fast way to end up ahead as a headline. I don't think they've actually seen me yet either. Better stay quiet and wait for them to go by. Looking a lot bigger than they did before. The figure approached quickly. Ground vibrated under their weight. It was a long, hissing, clanking step. I know what that is. Essie trembled. Every part of her screamed that she had to run. She couldn't let that thing catch her. Instead, she locked her hand over her mouth. Don't move. Calm down. He hasn't noticed me yet. As long as it stays that way, I can avoid him. Wait for him to pass. Timed events last for the number of turns indicated by the timer. Waiting can reveal new events or information as time passes. However, other times it will be important to act quickly within the limited time. Approach either option appropriately. He's close. Keep walking, come on. Thankful. He's gone. Okay, calm down. Just keep moving forward. No way, he's coming back? Scrap, avoiding notice. He's coming right this way. Have to run for it. I knew it, he's following me. Come on, move, move, move. Whoops. Can't stop, can't let him catch me. I've still got somewhere I need to go, something I need to do. Though, pursued and blinded, familiarity and purpose guided her. She ran until the cobbled path disappeared and the clouds surrounded her parted. When she saw what awaited her, she knew where she was finally where she needed to be. Old building, overgrown with grass and signs of wear. Broken tiles marred the steps, the shutters had cracks, and overgrowth spread everywhere. The building had been forgotten for decades, save for a few. And as Essie remembered these things, she knew there was nowhere more terrifying. That's right. It was here, 5 years ago. How could I forget this place? Hate it because it won't leave my head. As the memory snapped into place, the last of the fogginess over her mind lifted. She felt the air grow hot and the pressure wrap around her throat. Only came here for one reason. If it wasn't worth risking my life, I wouldn't have come. Now that my head's clear, I can say one thing. This isn't how it went. She shouted at the wall of clouds, where the tall cloaked shadow continued their approach. Essie's breath hitched as the pressure around her neck increased. Think. What should I do? Things aren't happening as they did before, but I can't just stand here and do nothing. She looked to the edge of the island. I jump, he won't get me. Scrap that! Dying from falling's worse! She looked at the shadow. I'd hit him with everything I got, but going down, fighting's all I do. I don't have anything on me that can do enough damage. She looked past the cloud, where a glint of metal and glass shone. Sparked another memory. That's right. Mom said you used to sing that one song to us, right? Don't forget your face. As he pulled her mask, her face, off her neck. She looked into her pursuer's face, and then she woke up. Essie jolted upright and smacked her elbow onto the bench. Scrap. Despite the sting, she felt relief. There was no abandoned building, no cloud cover. There was only a lantern-lit street, a bench, and a newspaper. She glared at the headline. Essie pushed the paper aside. There's nothing here I don't already know. No wonder the papers are skeptic about the constable saying it's over. If I didn't know better, I would too. Artisan's gone quiet for years before, and just when you hope he quit or got what he deserved, more bodies would show up. You know, thinking about it, 40 years, 25 victims. 40 years, 25 victims. That's a little over one every 2 years. But it doesn't. But if that was the case, it would be a more established pattern that they could look into. Don't know what evidence they got to assume the artisan might be gone. Probably just natter to keep the papers from holding their feet over the steamers. Because the only person who'd know exactly what happened the last time the artist took someone, the actual last time, is me. It's 5 years ago. The papers have that much right. I was still working at Marley and Marley. And Gazelle. Before everything happened, she just wanted to have a decent lunch with me. Don't forget, we need to wear our faces before we head inside. This memory will continue. Yo, that did a great job of establishing the world. Nice. Okay. Who? Andrea Brightmore. 18, red rank. One of the artisan's last known victims and a friend of Essie and Grisel's. The Brightmores were philanthropists who traveled the lower lands through much of Andrea's life. Face. Mask, part of the class system. Ranked from blue to red to purple in ascending order of status. Those without masks are seen as second-class citizens, expected to work and earn a face. Cool. Age 18, rank blue. Phlogiston. Hat maker. Artisan. Mary. Also died. Faceless. Authorities initially assumed she suffered heart failure. So far we have a red rank and a blue rank dead and 2 faceless. So it's not like he's going after... it's not like he's going after, faceless specifically. Fire-based elemental used to contain and release large amounts of energy. Volatile, highly combustible element requires careful refinement. Okay. Anyway, so that was Camera Anima. That's all the time we have left for today. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Good night. Thank you for your time. enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe.